Welcome back. In this video, we are going to be looking at Portainer Stack. Portainer Stack enable you to run Docker Compose. Previously, we have used Portainer to deploy individual standalone containers. But in a case where you have a bunch of services that are containerized and you want to spin up this container altogether, or let's assume in a case where you have an interrelated container, maybe for example, you have a front end and a back end containerized application, and you want to run them together so that they can, interact or communicate. Then you want to use Docker Compose to run such containers. So with the help of Portainer Stack, you are able to run Docker Compose. So if you go right onto the left, pane, you are going to see Stack. So if you click on Stack, then it's going to provide you with a button to add your configuration. And if you go ahead to the right top and you click on Add Stack, then there are various ways in which you can bring in your code. You can either copy and paste the code into the web editor, or if you have the code in the file, you can upload it. Just select a file, and it's going to direct you to the file directory of your computer where you can pull the file. Or if you have the code saved in a repository, let's say in GitHub or GitLab, you can equally use that, by providing the URL of the repo. Also, if you have a custom template, if you have a custom template where you have your code, customized, then you can also upload them directly. But in this video, we are going to be looking at uploading a code using the web editor. So the first thing you want to do is to give your name. What name do you want to give to this editor, or sorry, to this container? So you will put a name. Let me call this name Compose Demo. I just want to call it a name. It doesn't matter. Compose Demo. Then you're going to paste the Docker Compose file into this code, into this editor. So I have a code snippet here. It's just a code. Okay, let me copy it. So that code contains a front end and a back end container. I'm going to put it here. So it contains a front end and a back end container. The front end is Nginx demos, and then the back end is a containerized application. So this one's going to run on port 5080, that is host port 5000 and container port 80, while this one run on port 881. And then, so we have supplied that. All you just need now is to go ahead and click on deploy. So if you click on deploy, and you can see it in the seconds. The stack is running, and if you click on the stack, you go to see the container. Both are running, and you can see the front end and the back end. If you also go into the container tab, you also see the two containers already running. So I'm going to go back to the stack. I'm going to click on the stack, and let me try to access the front end from the published app. So this is the front. This is the bringing Nginx, probably because let me copy and let me do it in the cognito model. Maybe I need to refresh my computer. Let's do it here. And of course, let me click this. Yeah, so this is the front end of the application. So it wasn't working on another page, probably because of cache. I think it has actually cached catch the previous IP address. So that's fine. That's not a problem. So that is the front end. You can see now that easily you can run multiple application or multiple containerized application using Docker Compose. Okay. In one more example, there's this application that I love so much here. It is called Homepage. It allows you to manage or bookmark. If you, for example, if you have a home lab and you have various applications, so this homepage allow you to, customize their bookmark so that easily you can access them by just clicking on the tab. So it looks like something like this when it is set up. So we are going to be setting this up using Portainer Stack. So I'm going to click on this. So we'll click on installation, and we'll click on Docker installation. So there are different ways. If you like, you can install it using the Docker run command. But in this case, I want us to use Docker Compose. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to take it to our terminal. Sorry, I'm going to take it to our Portainer here, and I'm going to go to Stack. I will click on Add Stack, and I'm going to give it a name, Home Page, and I will click into the editor and I will paste it. Now, but we need to make a couple of changes here. So you can see that the image is going to be pulled from GitHub container registry, but it's a public one, so no authentication is needed. And then the port will be running on port 3000. And after that, you should see under the volume, it has you about something called path to config. So you're not going to leave it this way. If you leave it this way, it's going to create something like this on your computer. So you don't want to leave it. So what is this saying is that you should provide a path where the configuration of your home page are going to be stored. So what we're going to do now, we're going to jump onto the terminal and we're going to create a path where we want this config to be saved. So this is my Ubuntu machine where the Portainer is running. So I'm going to make the directory. I'll make a directory called Docker, and I'm going to inside it too. I will create a file called homepage, and I'm going to cd into it. Okay, and I'm going to cd into it. So copy. So what am I doing here? I'm going to create a directory called Docker. Inside it, I will create another directory called homepage, and I'm going to, this is not what I want to use. I want to use the and sign. Okay, this is what I mean. Okay, so what I mean here, I'm going to create a directory, and why am I using -p? -p is because I want to create a directory in another directory. Okay, I want to create a directory .docker, and inside it, I want to create another directory called homepage. So that's why I have this flag -p here. And after that, it's going to cd into that. So I'll click enter, and you can see the directory Docker has been created. Inside it, homepage is created, and we have cd into it. So I'm going to type pwd to know this is the path, and I'm going to copy this path. So it is inside this path that my config, my homepage config, is going to be stored. So I'll take it there, and instead of this path to config, I will replace it with that path that I just copied. So after that, I will head over to, if you look at this that says homepage allow host, this is merely saying that the host should allow homepage to connect via, the IP address. So instead of putting a domain here, this has been configured as domain. This is just that in case if you have a domain name, you can easily put it there and that domain name will be routed. But in this case, we are going to be using our IP address. Okay, how can we get the IP address? I can actually get the IP address here. If I don't want to go to my Ubuntu machine on AWS console, I can easily type call ifconfig.me, and that will give us the IP address. You can see that is the IP address right at the back here, and I'm going to copy it over to here. So instead of this homepage.dev, I will put my IP address, and with the port 3000, this port here, that is the container port, I will put it port 3000. Okay, so after that, then we have the PUID here. Okay, so this PUID, I want to be able to have access to be able to edit those files when they are created. Okay, when those files are created, I want to give access to the current user to be able to edit the file. So I'm going to go back to the terminal, and I'm going to type ID. And what is the ID of the current user? The current user is Ubuntu, and the ID is 1000. So I'm going to give the same ID to this. In your own case, you don't want to do that because you are merely giving the user the opportunity to mess with your own page. So, but just for this purpose, I want to be able to edit it, so I give it 1000. Now I think the configuration is completed. So we'll just go ahead now. We have given it a name, home page, and we'll just go ahead and click deploy. So let us see. So you can see within a second, the application is deployed. You can see home page. If you click on it, you can see home page application has been deployed and is healthy. If you also go onto your container, you're going to see the home page is deployed. So easily, you can now launch it. I can go back to my stack, click on home page, and I can go to the publish port, and I can click on it here. Let us see what we have. And you can see now we have home page. So this is home page, and you can customize it the way you want, so I'm going to do a little thing now. I want to change all these names. I say first group, second group, third group. I'm going to change them to something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my terminal, then I will do ls. You can see now all of this has been created. We don't have all of this before. Don't forget, we just created the directory. So I'm going to edit the service.yaml file. So I will do nano. You can use nano. You can use vi if you like. Nano service.yaml. And so this contains my group, first group, second group. So I'm going to edit it. I'll move down here. For the first group, I'm going to change it to media group. I'm going to let me change it to DevOps tool group. For this other one, I'm going to change this one to FinOps group. And I'm going to change this one to maybe, let's say, QA, quality assurance, QA group. Okay, now I've made all the changes. So I'll do Control X, Y, enter. And if I go back to my page, you'll see it. Everything has been updated immediately. So this is kind of a GitOps approach. So you can see now that you can easily use your Docker Compose on your Portainer through the stack capabilities. So in case you have, maybe you have thousands or you have hundreds of services that are all containerized. Let's assume you have Nginx, you have Apache, you have your reverse proxy. Maybe just name them. You can have as much as 20, 30 applications that are containerized, and you want to run them all at once. You can put them together in a Docker Compose file, and then you can put them onto your Portainer stack and deploy them, and you can easily access them as easily as you can. So that is all about Portainer Stack. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.